to another Saturday Night Live here at DT Koi, and like I said, Kyle will be next to me, but he's running a little bit late tonight, so he will eventually be joining us. But we've already got a live guest in the studio, so without further ado, I'll bring him on and he can introduce himself, and yeah, we'll just take it from there. Well, good evening. How are we doing?
Hi guys, hope you're all okay. A lot of you know who I am. I'm Brett from M.A.C.K.A Koi, UK, based up here in the Midlands. Yeah, if any of you want to ask me any questions, I can see a few comments coming in now. Hope you're all okay, and thanks for the nice comments. Amanda's on the mend. She's up and about walking now, so yeah, and I'm just as normal, trying to soldier on as much as I can, really. I'm always going to be in pain, but it is what it is, so I just have to live with it, mate.
Try and just push along through it, and
yeah,
face.
That's all I have to do now, so yeah. We're hoping to have M.A.C.K.A Koi set up by the end of April as a licensed koi dealer, so yeah, working on all that at the minute.
With people that don't know about it, is it so that it allows you to sell fish? Is it just the dry goods, or is it mixed?
Yeah, it'll be fish and then eventually into dry goods as well, mate.
It's just obviously for people that didn't know. I'll just fire through a few comments while we have a topic to talk about tonight. We've got an evening from West Brom Koi. Evening. A good evening all from Scrag. Right. Hi all, and then West Brom. Hope you and Amanda are well, Brett, but you've already answered that.
Yeah. So.
And then you've got West Brom Koi, WBK. You've got an evening all from Telford.
Hi Phil, thank you for the mug, mate.
And your mug, I've got to do it wrong way around, don't I? Is up there. I got that way. There you go, Phil. Yeah. So, Pride and Place. You want to not even get it sat back right now.
Yeah, Phil, yours on the way, mate, so it should be with you Monday. So thank you for that.
Good evening, everyone. Evening, so on and so forth. Like I say, if anybody has got a question for our guest, then feel free to drop it in. But one of the topics Kyle was talking about tonight, which hopefully he will join very soon, is about parasites and how people find them. I've managed to get in touch with Chris at Elite Koi, and with his permission, he's allowed me to show his videos on the parasites. So I shall find the right one. There we go. And I shall play the video.
Right, so there's the sample. Just been taken, a mucus sample from a fish. Skin fluke there. We're using that oxygen there and this mucus to focus on. Anybody else see anything else there? Same sample again, this time at 100 times. Skin fluke there. And then we have Costia. And Costia is these small bits moving and rolling around. And same sample this time at 400 times. I wouldn't recommend that anybody looks for Costia using 400 times. Just flick back to 100 times and you see it much better at the lower magnification.
Like I said, that is Chris from M.A.C.K.A Koi. Like I said, he's given me permission to show you that video, and I think soon he's going to be running workshops to show you how to use your scope. Like he says there, I can't say the bloody word. Basically, using your scope.
Competency with the scope is crucial.
Yeah.
So you need to know what you're doing and what you're looking for. Really, that's what he's on about.
Yeah. Well, if you were to come on and explain your workshop, what you're going to be doing, Chris, then you're more than welcome. The links in the top of the banner for you to come on, jump on, and explain it if you want to. But yeah, it's on about doing workshops in regards to showing you, I think, to do the scrapes, what you're looking for under the microscope, and setting it all up, which is quite good because, like, I don't know about you, but the first time I did it, it was a bit nerve wracking. I don't know how you found it, Brett, when you first ever tried scraping.
Which years and years ago now, but yeah, it was nerve wracking. Like I say, I don't think YouTube was about then. It was through books how I got to learn to what I was going to be looking for. So still pictures more than anything. It's a lot better now. YouTube's about and people can do videos on what you're looking for. It's a lot better for newcomers to the hobby and them that don't know how they're using the scope, for somebody to tell them what to do with the dials on the sides and that, and how to move the slide about and the lenses, how to focus in onto what you're actually looking for. So yeah, it's a lot better like that now.
And here we go. Here's Chris from M.A.C.K.A Koi. He can explain it himself because obviously he's the man going to be doing the work.
Evening, Chris.
Evening, guys.
So take it away, Chris.
Yeah, the Facebook down and we'll get rid of the echo.
Like I said, what sort of things will you be doing with your workshop? Have I sort of summed it up, or you still there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the workshops. I've got an awful lot out. I'm just going to go off and then come back in and see if I can get rid of this echo.
Right, no problem. See, there we go. See, everybody has technical difficulties.
He's probably got on another device. He'll have to turn it off. I think that's what happens. You go out and come back in, don't you? I think.
He knows what he's doing. He uses StreamYard all the time, I think, or another streaming service.
Yeah, I'm new to all this. I'm not very good at filming either. That's why Amanda took over, and that's why there haven't been any videos over Christmas period. So Amanda's been not well. She broke a leg in 3 places, so
not good.
Moving about now. So
from Phil, we've got no problem, Brett. Glad it arrived in one piece.
Yeah, sound Phil, mate.
The amount of wrap you put it in, I don't think there was any chance that it was going to break.
No, perfectly wrapped, Phil, mate. Yeah.
And then Phil says, Brett, can you tell us about the printing business yet? Am I ready to place an order?
Yeah, I'm still just waiting for the printer to come at the minute. I've got the actual mug printing machine, and I've got the actual the big press. It's all down here with me now. But I'm just waiting for the sublimation printer so that I can start printing stuff off. It's on its way. So as soon as it comes, I'll start getting prices for people, and I'll put a price list out, and I'll let people know on YouTube that way, or private messages for them that I've got private message with. So yeah, it'll all be coming up very soon. I would say by the end of February, by the time I can source t-shirts, hoodies, whatever you want printing on, really, and mugs as well. I think I've got a few places I can get mugs from. So yeah, and I think at the minute I can get black, white, and grey mugs. So yeah, I'll sort the prices out for you as soon as I can, Phil. No problem, mate.
And then from Brett, we've got from Scrag to you, Brett. That's what I meant. Hi, Brett. Excuse my ignorance. I'm new to the scene. Can you give us an insight to what you do and where you trade from? Thanks.
Yeah, I'm based in Clipston in Mansfield. Based from my house. I've had a building built on the side of the house. It's still not finished at the minute. It still needs there's half the insulating to do. There's a quarantine area left to be set up. There's 4 tanks set up and probably 3 or 4 more tanks left to get set up as well. I'll be dealing with like toes eye up to knee size. I won't have massive koi because I ain't got the space to keep them. I've got a big pond myself, 2,000 gallon, but that's got my private fishing, so all that water needs to be kept separate from the business water and everything. So the quarantine area will be away from the sales tanks as well. So yeah, it's all just being done at the minute. As soon as it's done, I'll have the council round and be able to get my license and be trading from home. There'll be a website set up, and I am on Facebook, and I'll be on a couple of others, maybe Instagram and whatever gram they do now. I don't know what they are, Dave, but I'll find out.
You've got, if I remember rightly, there's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. They're the only ones.
That's it. Top tick, whatever it is.
TikTok, top tick. Just remember what you would call it. Just remember a clock, a tick-tock.
Top tick, yeah.
Yeah, so like I say, other than...
Yeah, if there's anything else you need to know, Scrags, I'm more than willing to tell you. That's basic. I've kept koi for over 30 years. I'm still learning now.
Well, that's the thing, like with anything in life, nobody knows everything. And every day, like Andy at Koi From Lifestyle says, every day is a school day because you're always learning something new. No matter how small or how big it is, you're constantly learning.
Yeah, this has basically come about because I had an accident at work 2.5 years ago, and I've had to leave work because of it. So then I can move about a bit, but I have to use a stick sometimes and that, and sometimes I have to use a scooter. But working from home, I'm all right. I can sit down. I don't have to answer to anybody, and I like to keep active. So I don't want to be sat at home doing nothing kind of thing when I can be doing something. So yeah.
And then we've got a question in for you, Brett. Is it normal for fish to be on the bottom in this weather?
Is it normal for fish to be on the bottom in this weather? It is, yeah, mate. Be aware if they start moving about in the day, because we're gonna be having a few cold spells again soon. So they will be down. Mine have been moving about all day. I went out this morning. It was all down at the bottom, but then as soon as I went there and they knew I was there, they started moving about a bit. The water's warmed up to about 10 degrees outside. I'm not heated in the main pond. But yeah, we still have, what is it now? It's about 6 or 7 degrees outside, but we're in for a few cold nights soon again. So yeah, just be careful not to feed too much in the day. If you do think that your koi want some food, don't give them too much because your filter's not coat with it, guys.
Well, that's something I'd recommend. Like if you know temperatures, well, for me, what works for me is if it's above 8 or around 8 or a little bit above, then I'll throw say about 15, 16 pellets in, and when they've gone, that's it. Because you don't want to, like you said, and you'll probably agree with me, you don't want to be throwing too much food in at this time because your filter hasn't got enough bacteria to sort of cycle it enough before you start getting spikes in like your ammonia, your nitrite or your nitrate, and then you start to...
Yeah, especially this time of year, it's hot and cold, and it can spike you, it can catch you out sometimes as well. In the main pond, they usually put salt in over winter time, but I ain't had to this year. I've not done it, and they're looking all right at the minute. So it is ready though, and I have used salt. I've always used salt, and I always use clay. It's not very often I try and I try and keep away from chemicals if I can.
Well, it's one of them. Last year, I think I had to use 3 3 treatments, but other than that, then I've sort of let the auto feeder do it. Just check on them every day. Like I say, I've got the outdoors camera watching them, so I can see them while I'm at work. And
Yeah, I've got a camera as well, Dave. Yeah.
it's the best way. You sort of leaving them to it, and then you go down and know you're there. But when you've got the camera, it allows you to see them when they're actually more natural. Because obviously, when you're there, they're sort of more alert and they're moving around more, aren't they?
Yeah. I had a bit of a shock this morning when I went out to the main pond. I got a few bits of string algae, you know, the long stuff.
Yeah.
I got that out. The water was freezing to my hands. I went in the koi house after washing my hands and that. Went in the koi house, started feeding the little ones in the koi house. There's about 600-700 koi in there, tozai, all growing on it. And last time I looked, it was 25 degrees earlier on. So yeah, they're getting fed about 10 times a day at the minute. They're ravenous, but it was lovely putting my hands in there.
Well, I bet it were at that. It's like jacuzzi weather, isn't it? Just
I know, yeah. There's steam coming off the water inside. I feel like getting in with them.
And then another question from Will's Koi: best blanket weed treatment? Because I've never had blanket weed, so I haven't.
I use my wife's line prop today. You know, the washing line prop.
Yeah.
That's what I use.
But I wondered if he's on about like.
He is on about the party stuff. I'm just messing about, Dave.
You know, there are ways of dealing with blanket weed.
But that's what I did use today. There is still some on the line prop, so I better get it off before she puts some washing out. But is it blanket weed answer? I've known people to use that blanket weed answer before, and they reckon that's quite good, mate. So I don't know if you use anything else.
Like I said, I've had this pond now I'm going into 4th year, and I've had one little strip that's been about say a year long, about same wide, and that's it. And then I thought, oh no, I'm going to start having blanket weed everywhere. And then all of a sudden, that strip just died back, and that were it.
Yeah, well, around December time, I think I know why I've got it. Last July, I had to put treatment in the pond because I lost my Tancho shower. It ripped me apart and all because it was an Easter Tancho shower and it were mint. Put to sleep, and I actually turned the UV off in July, but then I went to the pond in December and I realised I'd not turned the UV back on. So I think that's why I've had mine growing and I've had to get it out, but I've never suffered from it before, never.
I run the 55 watt UV up until it gets to winter. Leave it turned on all time. Obviously, if you're treating it, says turned off, you turn it off. But other than that, runs all the time. But I've got a pergola over top. Why am I using my hands? I don't know. But I've got a pergola over top of mine.
Yeah, I have, mate. Yeah.
And that seems to near enough stop everything except from the odd bit of algae. But the koi love the algae, so I tend to just leave it alone.
Yeah, the only thing I have trouble with here is I go through a lot of bicarb. My KH comes out at 1 out the tap, so I need to have a word with Severn Trent Water at some time because I'm spending a load of money on bicarbonate soda at the minute.
And then got from ANC, we've got we've got CCTV on the pond. It's one of the things with that adds to your security, like we talked about in the last show. You've got your jump guards, you've obviously got your fish netting, but like I said, with the camera you can see them at the most natural point where no one's about, and if they have got issues you can see them doing it. What else have we got? So like I said, there we go. Resolve is what
Resolve's the one then, yeah.
Obviously, must be still having issues with his microphone or something. I could alter it, Chris, so then I could turn your microphone down, which might help. I don't know. It should do. There we go. Aqua source resolve, in my opinion. Cloverleaf blanket answer with a smiley face. Good. Don't know if that's Derek. Good stuff. Business is looking good. Don't know if that's up to you or someone else because I'm flicking through comments quickly.
I think he's talking to Mark there. I think Graham. I think Mark from Country Koi. I think that's what he's talking about.
I use clear waters, works well. I tend to get more algae at this time of the year, spring/summer. I think that's just with the more natural sunlight coming into the pond, though, isn't it?
Yeah, mine's blocked off on one at the back, and it's open on 3 sides. But I've got 2 windows in mine, one on the end and one on the front.
That's one thing I wish I had. But I thought when I was building it, I thought I've got 2 young kids, and obviously there's pebbles in the garden. It's probably going to get smashed, and then I've lost everything. And then I built it all, made it look nice, and then my mate goes, "Oh, my kids have tried smashing tennis balls, golf balls, it hasn't done out." I'm like, "Well, you tell me now after it's all complete." And I thought, no, it's too late. I'm not going to cut the sleepers out just to fit a window now. It's too late.
Yeah, we moved to this house a year before I had the accident at work, and a week before I had the accident, I just completed the pond outside, but there was no pergola up, so the fish got brought back from my friend's house because he stayed at my friend's house for a year while I was building the pond and that. And mine's all built out of railway sleepers, old railway sleepers.
Yeah.
Really heavy
That sort
ones.
of authentic look with old ones. I could, round here, for the price of what they were, it was just a little bit cheaper for me to just get the treated timber sleepers, which I did. But the old looking style ones look quite good because my local koi dealer, that's what he has on his main pond. You know, your proper old railway sleepers. It looks quite mint.
Yeah, mine looks mint at the minute. It's all right. So yeah, it's got a pergola above it and a rubber roof on top of it. So yeah, it's all right, mate. Mine, it's not bad.
Well, mine's a bit DIY because I was building it where COVID just hit, and the nearest liner I could get, well, like, I don't know, 10 times bigger than what I needed. So I cut it all down, used what I needed for the pond, and I'm like, I think I need a roof for the pond, right? So I built a roof. Oh, I've got plenty of pond liner left. Right, put that on top of the roof so it makes it more watertight. And obviously, you don't have to worry because it's just a pond liner.
Yeah.
I'm like, right, I've still got loads of pond liner left. What am I going to do?
Knock a few grow-on tanks up with it, Dave. You'll be all right.
Oh, I've got to, like, I've done a short. That's why I'm facing this way, where you can't see it. I've got 2 grow-ons in my tropical tank. They're doing all. One seems to be growing quite well. The other one, that's the thicker Koi Koi, is just not growing whatsoever. But it's one of them. Some grow, some don't grow, some take time to grow.
Yeah, I've got indoor tank, mate. It's got guppies, mollies. I've got red tip fin shark in there, 4 tiger barbs, a few tetras. But the guppies and the mollies are breeding like mad at the minute, and there's loads of little ones about. There's thousands in there.
Well, luckily, we've got obviously like your garden centre sort of aquatics where they do the koi, all the food and all that lot. And we had a load of mollies and they kept breeding and breeding and breeding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when enough's enough. We need to cut them down. So we went to the shop. Well, I asked them first. And I took them to the shop and went, right, we want to get rid of all these. He says, yeah, no problem, bring them to us. So she took them to them. And I went, right, I'll take them 2 koi as a late Christmas present for my partner. So for them 2 koi and some frozen bloodworm was £9. So obviously we've given them a load of mollies for them to sell on, which is not a bad price, really, is it?
No, bang on, yeah. Yeah, there must be at least, I don't know, I dread to think, there must be at least 150 in there. They're very tiny, most of them.
That's when it's worse, isn't it? Because you can't see half of them, and then next minute you're looking like, where's that one come from? Where's that one come from?
Unfortunately, I don't run a pump on it neither. It's all, there's only an air pump.
I think your sound's disappeared a minute. Oh, this is the problem with live shows. Don't always go right. If I drop you backstage, see if you can sort it, Brett, and then I'll jump you back on. Because he's still frozen at the minute. So while he's trying to sort that out, I have another video with koi parasites, which might help you. Like I said, it's come from Chris at Elite Koi, and I'll just play that video now for you.
And this is at 40 times. So the parasite's on the left. And this is the danger with this parasite here, is if you assume that you've got one of the nasty ones like cost you or something, you go looking for it straight away at the 100 times magnification, which is this one. The chances are that you're going to miss that there. So there we go. The last image that I did was at 400 times magnification. This one is at 100 times. If I just move across to that side, that's an oxygen ring, dissolved oxygen, quite large. That's the parasite there. Answers on the postcard below. We are very lucky with some of our customers bringing in the diseases. Look at that. The new toy's working really well. That camera is going to form the backbone of our microscope workshops when we start doing them. But what a great image of... I'll let you guess. What do you think that is, people? Chuck your guesses down.
Trick, isn't it?
Let's go through a few comments. Well, if they comment what they think it is, but I think you've already given the answer now.
No, sorry, mate.
Well, it is what it is. People might think it's something else, you know. Just put it. I'm going to go like that, like it's a normal video. Put the comments below. But that don't work, does it?
No. Evening, guys, from GKP as well, mate. Hope you're okay, bro.
Well, if he wants to come on and, you know, wants to have a chat on live, he's more than welcome to come on. Like I said, the chat, the link to come on live is in the blue banner at the top of the page. I don't know why I keep doing this. It's at the top of the thing. Just click it, come on, and if you've got, pardon me, a microphone and a camera, it should all work. And then Gaz just replied to it. Good evening, Brett.
Evening, bud.
So is there anything that you want to, you know, get across or want to talk about?
No, I was just mainly wanting people to see if I can help anybody, if they've got any problems or anything. Ask me a question, or I'm willing to share what I do and what I'm going to be doing in the future.
Well, if anybody does want to ask Brett a question, you know, with his expanded range of knowledge, then post it in the comments. But there's one here, obviously, people will answer it in the comment. So, people planning on moving any koi or getting any new ones this season? You plan on getting any?
Me, I know I'll have a few hundred arrive and leave at some point. But at the main pond, no, they're here to stay, Dave. They'll be here until... I've got plenty. I had 2 die last year. I added a couple of small ones at Akamatsuba and a beautiful Asagi from Vince at Twisted Koi. They're growing on lovely at the minute. So I'm hoping they reach at least 30, 35 cm this year, but they've been outside all winter, so yeah. They've not had any special treatment for growing on or anything like that. I could have brought them in, to be honest with you, and tried to get some size out of them, but I'll leave them in the natural pond. That's where they're going to be living, so they'll do what they do out there.
I'm definitely looking forward to getting my Deutsch shower from my local koi dealer. Because wow, I've got to go and see him again soon. But like I say, if you've seen that shot of it, it just looks like he's going to start putting some growth on. I think he's got them at around 21, 22 degrees. He's feeding them on sake because they've come from M.A.C.K.A Koi wholesaler to him, and obviously he's growing them on over winter, and hopefully it starts putting some size on, and obviously I'll sue me, and that's going to change by the time I pick it up, right? But it does look like it's going to do well. But like you say, it's when you're picking on your toe side, it's hit and miss, isn't it? You've got to buy so many, and you might only, say, out of 50, you might only get 10 good ones, but it's what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something there. I've got 3 koi in my pond that are from Ricky when him and his dad had Wales Bay Aquatics, and when Ricky first started koi growers about 10, 12 years ago now, and they're still in my pond rocking about as if there's no tomorrow, mate. They're fantastic koi. So yeah, I do rate Ricky's fish, and the knowledge that lad's got is well,
it's second to none, isn't it?
Yeah. But I've known him quite a few years. I've known him quite a long time because I live in the same area as him, you see. So yeah,
there's so many.
His dad used to have Wales Bay Aquatics. Wales Bay's about 5-minute drive from here from me. So yeah, it was my local koi dealer at one time.
And then a question from Yorkshire Koi is: you say a natural pond. How have you built it?
I didn't mean natural. It's built at railway sleep, as I told you that earlier on. It's got 2 windows, pergola above it. It's 2 foot in the ground, 3 foot out, so it's about 5 foot deep. 2,000 gallons, 2,500 gallons, with a righty drum filter on it and a backy shower.
And then from Mark's Country Koi, I'll send you some fish, Brett, with laughing.
I've got about 700 at the minute, Mark. I'm running out of places to put them because they're growing faster than I can get these other tanks up and running.
Well, it's not a bad thing, though, because if they all stayed small, you'd be like, why are they... Oh, dear, mate.
Oh, Dave fell over. He fell over.
Oh, no. No, this is the thing when you do live shows and blooming dogs. So I'm going to just jump out of it a minute and let you
not drinking,
the show a minute while I'm sorting this out.
But yeah, Mark, I do know that you've got quality koi. I come down and visited you last year. You're opening this year as well, I believe, aren't you? And I've just got something come up on my screen, guys. That's it. Get rid of it. Yeah. So Mark will be starting his business up. Stonehenge area, Mark is. So yeah, about 3-hour drive from me. It was a good long drive anyway. Me and Kyle spent good couple of hours driving down there. We had a good day out at Mark's Country Koi. Yeah. I think it's Kiri Koi live now, then, isn't it? Dave's done one again. There he is.
I'm back.
Has Kyle made an entrance yet? No?
Not yet, no. It's blooming dog.
And if you notice, guys, I'm a Leeds United fan as well, so some of you might hate me now.
Oh, no. Then Graham Taylor, a question to you. Brett, did you build the drum yourself?
I didn't, mate. I brought it from a local guy around here, but he said he'd brought it from a guy down Portsmouth. And I think you've sent me a message about this before, about, was it you that built it, Graham? I think I remember seeing something a long time ago. You asked me a question, and I didn't get back to you, and I'm ever so sorry about that, mate. But I think you might have been the one that built that drum for me.
Well, it could be worse. I rather not reply to a question, then everything goes wrong in a live show, and you end up tilting off, and I'm like, oh no.
I thought you'd been swallowed up by the camera, Dave.
It's because I've got it all set in front of me. Dog went too close to the blooming internet cable, so then she's tried running off, got scared, and then next minute just all computers went. I'm like, oh no. But it's what happens on a live show, so not everything goes to plan. And then Graham's reply to that was, sorry, it wasn't me. So,
oh, right. Sorry, mate. Well, yeah, it's made from, I think it's 12 or 15 mil plywood, and then it's painted, but it's never let me down yet. Never. It's got, there's 200 litre of K1 in the bio chamber. It then runs to 15,000 litre an hour pump, which I've got on one of them vari switches at the minute. It works on that. So I've been able to turn it down, and then it runs through the UV and back through the backy shower.
or is that one of them that David keeping it koi? One of them plug-in?
Yeah, one of them very speed fan switches.
And then,
I see Sharpie sent me a nice message. Cheers, Sharpie.
we're not going to show that because I know people we like to burn
and Gaz as well. Yeah.
Obviously, people will ask that I've only just joined, like Gaz, as he says, off topic, Brett. But how is Amanda doing?
She's struggling. It's been 10 weeks now. She's been out of plaster 2 weeks. She's had one of the strap boots put on. And she's just started walking about without it on at the minute. But she decided to go off into town today on her own. And as she come out the nail bar, she fell over apparently and hurt her leg. So it's all swollen again at the minute. So we might have to take a trip to the hospital later on or sometime tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see how she goes overnight. So yeah, it was all going good, Gaz. But hopefully it's just that she's done too much and she might have just banged it on the concrete because she's got a lot of steel work in there now. She's got 13 screws. Looks like a Meccano set.
Well, if you're going abroad, imagine trying to get through one of them metal.
I know, yeah. She'd set the alarm off straight away, mate. No problem.
And then Sharpie's put, sorry, Brett, it had to be said.
No, mate.
Well, this is the thing with football. This is why I'm a rugby league fan. Obviously, I better say rugby league because obviously it's two different codes. And
I like rugby league, Dave, but I like the Rhinos. You'll not be a Rhino, mate, will you?
No, I'm not.
Are you a Wildcat? Eh?
Well, look, I'm a Giants fan, mate.
Giants. Oh, dog botherers.
Yeah, but it's one weird thing though. That seems to be the only sport where we can house all the teams under one roof and everyone just gets along with one another. And,
yeah.
Have debates, whatever, but they're not always.
I know you can't even do that in the koi industry, can you?
Brett, we're not going there.
I know, yeah.
We're not going there.
No, all right, mate.
Gaz, send our love and wishes to her speedy recovery.
Will do, Gaz. Thank you, mate. And to yourself too, mate. I'll keep in contact with you anyway.
And then, like I say, if anybody does have any questions, I don't think at this point Kyle's going to come on. But
no, I don't. I've not heard nothing else from him.
It's one of them, if he's got other things going on. Then,
I think he's fell down the plug hole, mate.
Yeah.
If anybody else wants to come on, please feel free.
So it's not just.
Sorry, Dave, it's your channel, but I'm here taking over. Sorry, mate.
Well, this is the thing. It's not a live show. It's not just about me. Yeah, it's on my channel, but it's never just about me. It's about whoever wants to come on, talk about that you want to talk about, and it's just nice to have a bit of a laugh on a Saturday night rather than watch all the babber that's on telly. And then, like I said, hopefully I've still got all I've posted it. Oh, this ain't going very well. Oh, I haven't got up to post, have I? Yeah, pleb. So I've posted your link into the chat somewhere. So if people haven't, checks your channel out, then I have put it in the comments somewhere. So if you haven't already, if you do subscribe to Koi, then it'd be very much appreciated. Right.
Brilliant.
I'm gonna have to.
We're not far off 300 subscribers yet now, guys, as well. So hopefully, if I do it 300 subscribers, I've just had some mugs printed, so I might do something if I hit 300. There's not far off, and I'll give a mug and a t-shirt away or something like that.
Show Harry. Go see Emily, please. And then your better other half. Oh, right, go upstairs then, please. Right, I'll have to let you take over a minute because I'm just going to sort my daughter out. I'll leave that comment up there for you to.
I know she must be. She's downstairs somewhere. Yeah. How are you anyway, Amanda? You all right? Do you want to come on, Amanda? So, yeah, if any of you guys want to come on and let us know what you do or what you're building or anything, or if anybody wants to ask any other questions, please feel free. I'm not very good with this kind of thing, so yeah. Chris disappeared as well. I don't know where he disappeared to. DT's live, and here he is. Did Chris say he was coming back on?
I think he did come back on, and then he didn't bother coming back on.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a bit. Obviously, I've still got my kid, and like Gaz says, all kids come first. They certainly do, and it's just one of them. Sometimes it's live, and my kids are at home. They just blooming come downstairs, daddy, and it's like, yeah, right. I sort them out. That's why it's nice to have somebody that I can just say, right, just take over a few minutes while I sort them out.
Yeah, certainly.
We've got a question from Yorkshire Koi. What's the cost of mugs Vista print charged with £6.50 and then £4.50 on postage?
Like I said earlier, we're just sourcing the mugs and that at the minute. So yeah, we're going to try and do better than Vista print if we can. I've got to factor in all the printing gear and everything else that comes with it. So yeah, as soon as I get the postage will be about the same, but it's whether how cheap I can get the mugs at. So yeah, I won't find out for another couple of weeks yet. So as soon as I do, like I said, I'll put a price list out, and yeah, if anybody wants to order any, you just be able to get in contact with me or Amanda, and we'll gladly send you whatever you need off to you.
Have you seen that comment? I want a cup of making, please.
She says that she's sat next to the kitchen. I'm not. I've had to go on my hands and knees and come upstairs.
Love it, bless you. And then it's.
Or was you telling me that you wanted a cup of? Yeah, please. She's here. The boss is here now.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Meaning it's your time to get told off rather than me getting shouted at by my kids.
The boss. You're right. I need toilet anyway, so Amanda can.
Did everybody need to know?
Don't trip over my sublimation machine.
Go off my crotch.
I'm not on your crotch.
Well, you know what I mean. Go out my way. Ow! Hello.
Evening, Amanda. Everyone's been asking how you are. Obviously, you've been catching up with comments anyway. And
I've seen the and that's why I've come up, because I weren't keeping up very well. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. It was really, really kind, really lovely. It was all Brett's fault. Took me downstairs. Kopi's put kettle on for me though, so that's all right.
And then, like I said, everyone that hasn't already commented are saying hello, Amanda. That's from Jamie at Keeping It Koi.
Oh.
You've got Mark's Country Koi saying hi, Amanda, and obviously you've already replied to others. They're just the new ones coming in.
Oh, that's lovely. That's really nice. Thank you, everybody. It's really kind of you.
But hopefully, now that obviously you have fallen over, and that hopefully it's just a little bit of swelling, and that you don't have to get the blues and twos and go back to hospital.
Oh, No, I'm not doing that again. Definitely not. No, I could live without falling again.
What one of the comments have just come through? The boss. Well, at the minute, is like I said, Kyle was meant to be coming on, but it doesn't look like he'll be joining us tonight. And then, like I said, I've had issues with dog coming in and then making out camera fall on me, and then the kids coming in. So it's nice that I've got Brett there to help me out, so I'm not just on my own.
Yeah, I've been trying to keep ours downstairs because the poodle's whining and that. I see it's Simon that says I'm the boss. I like him. He's now my favourite person. Simon Shears knows when to call ladies the boss. That's good. You need to remember that. Because I have the weapon. Who's this?
From
Koi Garden
Koi,
Bonsai. Oh, bonsais. Thank you, Mark. Yes, I am okay. I shall get there. Back to work Monday.
Well, if you look at the positives, and as long as you can make it out and look at your koi, you can sit there a bit longer, even though you've got, problems with your leg. As long as you can see your koi and you're at home getting paid for it, what more can you ask for?
Well, this is very true. Yeah, I think they kind of want me to go back, though. They're getting a bit behind with everything, so...
It's always nice to have a little break, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I could have done with it not being quite so painful, though.
Amanda,
although I'm very good now at crawling up and downstairs on my hands and knees.
Yeah, but it won't do your knees any good, though, will it?
No, but apparently it has done my bum good, because my friend told me the other day that my bum looked very good in a particular pair of trousers I had on.
Oh, where is this live going?
I don't know, mate.
Yeah, I'm going again in a minute.
You're all right. Stay there, Amanda. You're all right.
Paul says, Amanda, keep active. When I had a motorbike crash, I made the mistake to stay in bed and not move around. Yeah. Keep active. It helps the healing process.
Yeah, I've been up every day. I've not had a day in bed at all since I did it. I've been up literally, well, apart from when I was in hospital. Since I got home, I have been...
You've not moved off the settee.
No, but I've got downstairs from the settee.
And then Gazza's Koi Pond. Brett, some ladies will do anything to get out of making...
I know, Gazza. I'm absolutely worn out, mate.
I did same last year, Gazza. Caught COVID last year. But this year I decided to make sure, and I had a broken leg, COVID, and 2 broken toes.
My legs are gone as it is, and then Amanda's had me running around like a maniac after her as well.
I'm good, thanks, Jamie. Yeah, I'm getting a load better. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
I don't know whether you can see in background as well, guys. There's 2 embroidery machines there as well.
No, you just hang on. I want to just say something. If I stayed in bed anyway, I would now be dead. Because he would have forgotten that I was 2 flights up and left me there. He'd have put me up there with a bottle of water the first day, and that would have been it. I'd have just got left for about 6 weeks.
Have you explained to him that it was 2 o'clock in the morning as well? When you had the accident? Oh,
yeah, I fell at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Where was I?
Brett was outside feeding the fish, because that's the most important thing to do. And frightening though this will be for some people, and I had no clothes on.
Yeah.
Which wasn't a good idea when we'd got paramedics coming and Brett offered a tea towel to cover me up with.
That's why I guess it's coming up there, because it is funny. The more it gets funny, I don't even want to take the comment back down, because it's just the more you're talking about it, the more funny it's becoming.
Oh,
my Lord.
We need to start making some. Well, you need to get the camera out and start making some videos. I've explained to him I've been worn out, so that's why I've not put any videos out.
He's been worn out, honestly.
I'm absolutely.
You don't know what worn out is.
I'm burnt out, I'm telling you.
I will just say though that I didn't accept the tea towel. I had a coat instead. And when the heart team arrived, because they came out as an emergency, the gentleman said to me, right, let's get this big coat off you and have a proper look. I said, love, when you take this coat off me, you're going to get more than a proper look because I've no clothes on.
Oh my God.
And then I wanted my makeup bag because they were talking about getting the firemen to come and cut the banister out so they could get me off the stairs because my leg was in such a strange position. So I said, I'm going to need me makeup bag if firemen are coming because I've got no clothes on, but I've got to have my makeup on at least.
Get your crutch out my face.
I won't take you rid of it.
Oh God, I don't want violence. So that someone might happen to be channel if they see violence.
Get struck off, Dave.
Carlos, the missus is always right as long as you don't forget life is all good. See, Carlos, top man. And with that said, I'll let you get talking about your koi again.
You are always right until you're out of sight.
Right, I'm going. Love you all. Thank you so much for all the kind wishes. It's been absolutely heartwarming. It's really kind of you all, but I'm going to leave you to all your koi.
You have put me behind a bit, though, haven't you, for getting that already out there and that. So.
No.
Yeah, for about 8 weeks behind, guys. So
such a liar. It's any excuse.
Would have been open this week. It's not going to be open till end of April now.
Oh God, you can tell you've got a little between you two. You know, you should just do a film where you try to film your koi, and the next minute it's to you two doing this.
Well, our cleaning ladies only come now, I think, because we're funny. Because they open up windows and they can hear, because we go outside and leave them to it, and they say that they open all the windows so that they can listen to us going on at each other.
And I'll introduce the next guest, which I could say better late than never, but you know, here we go. I'll wait till he's finished.
Yeah, he fell down plug hole, I think.
Yeah, fell down plug hole. I don't get 5 minutes to miss out.
Well,
I've got problem with Ethernet cable thing, so I'm trying to get it set up, like, but you know, sod's law and all that. Story of my life, isn't it?
We've got phone out now, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you turn your phone sideways, it makes it bigger on the screen. There we go.
All right, Anson. No problem. I'll do that for them.
Oh, big head.
Well, you know, this live's been all over its shop. It's been wet. My dog's got in way and everything's fallen off and onto me. Brett take over my show. Then we come back. The kid wants me. Brett take over the show again. I'm like, where's Kyle? Where's Kyle got? And Kyle's not even here. And then I've just said to him earlier, doesn't look like he's coming on tonight.
No, I didn't want to let you down. I looked at time, I thought, Sophie, now look at this. He's
never come.
think I've blown him out and all that.
This is the thing of Ander. It's meant to be mine and his show. You know, yeah, everything's planned. He's done a bit of research. He's done this. He's done that. And then when the time
I've got technical difficulties.
I know that.
That's why you set everything up about an hour and a half before you're going to come on, so it gives you to get through a few things.
Whoever scragged 68 is, he says, have you been swimming, Kyle? I would think the same thing.
Sunday, I did Sunday, didn't I? I went for a little cold treatment on Sunday.
I'm in that pond.
Well, it's one of them. There were 2 heavy bricks, and I thought I didn't want to mess about trying to get it with nettle, messing around, trying to get it with 2 pieces of stick, like chopsticks and whatnot, and pushing it. I was just hoping, I was lucky that I didn't split it, to be fair, you know what I mean, or punch it in. I just, when they dropped in, I just watched them sink down. I was like, no. But yeah, says, no, I've got to jump in.
You haven't split the liner though, Kyle, have you? You said you were
No, luckily there's no splits at the minute now.
That would have been the next question. But as we know, tonight it's Brett's show, and I'm just going to sit here and I'm
going
with everything in the background.
Thank you for letting me join in.
It's all right, Amanda. Anytime. You're welcome anytime.
Thank you very much. Tatty bye.
See you, Amanda.
And then while they're sorting that out, Kyle, everybody is like, hello, Kyle, and how's it going? Yes, Kyle, brothers. So, how's it going on? I would say technical side of things. It is technical, is it?
Life's just stressful and hectic at the minute, as you know. Do you know what I mean? We've had the car smashed into when it was parked up. I've had the hire car. I've been waiting 3 days for them to come and pick that up and give me a new hire car because it's not just something to do with acceleration. It's not driving properly at the end of the day, so I can't be driving around in a car that don't work.
But do you want to tell them the first part of your registration, and now you're driving around with that brilliant reg? Go on, tell everyone.
What that the new one that we're testing out?
Yeah.
DT21.
There you go. See, look, how much better can you get?
Ford Galaxy. Ford Galaxy. It looks like what buttons and gadgets. It'll take you to Galaxy and all to Mars.
Yeah.
It was like a space shuttle. I tell you, can I just connect it Bluetooth? You know what I mean? My phone.
I say if you want to come on as well, Gaz, or anybody else in the comments, you're more than
Revert Parks. It's technology these days, eh?
I said
but no, Dave, I'm having problems with this Ethernet cable again. I've changed it, turned her all on. She's not wanting to play.
Is it a new cable, mate?
Yeah.
It's one of them Cat 6s.
Yeah.
So,
untwizzled that metal thing that ties it all together. So. in my bag of tricks.
More like we said, Brett. More like he got lost down plug hole and he's realised, oh, it's part of my show.
We've been waiting 5 years for this new bath. You don't understand. We're asking landlord for 5 years. No jokes.
Yeah, I do prefer a bath. I love it. I do prefer a bath.
So we've had to put up with shower and wet room, you know, and it's no good. It's nice to have a nice soak and it's been a while.
Shower and wet room now.
No, instead of jumping in bath and in pond and iron dip, you know what I mean?
I know, mate.
It's nice to have a nice warm bath.
But it would have been nice if you used chopsticks, you know, like big chopsticks to try and get your bricks out. That would have made a good YouTube video.
Yeah, but that's another thing there, though, mate. If for some strange reason it loses its grip and then falls back down and then punches you like
your line is gone then, isn't it? Yeah.
You're going to be double kicking yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, mate.
I thought of that, getting the net, and I got the net, and I went with net, and I thought, right then, so what I'm going to do, what I should have done is got the net, flip the brick over with a stick into the net, and lift it up. But I just wanted to get in there, check that it wasn't ripped and whatnot, so I didn't have to go in and do some underwater sealing. Packing up.
Crazy.
Yeah, get snorkel out with hose pipe. That's what I'm going to do next. Get snorkel out with hose pipe. When I'm taping my corners off, because that's my next thing when it warms up. I've got 2 corners I want to tape off, so I'm going to get snorkel out with hose pipe. Get on that
bacteria building up, yeah?
Yeah, that's the one, baby.
And then, like Gaz says, switch it off at the wall for 2 minutes and plug it all back in again. That one always works. Not. No, look, Kyle. It'll be something that wouldn't normally work, but it'd work for you or it'd work for me.
Try it, Mush. It might work.
You can see he was thinking.
It's all burnt out up here, mate. There's no thinking up here. It's all scrambled egg, mate.
We're nutty northerners, aren't we? Knuckle draggers.
Come on, someone else come on as well. Let's have a bit of banter. You know,
I'm getting my double chin back as well. Getting my double chin back.
I have put about 12 stone on since I've been like this, killing me. I can hardly just put my socks on now.
It's what the thing is. As long as you're happy, it doesn't matter. Anything
I just try and keep moving as much as I can, Dave. That's it. That's all I can do.
That's it. As long
Until
as
the day I seize up, that's it.
It's not very good in cold weather, though, is it?
If you put your oil on your seas, bitch, you'll be all right. You need to start putting grease nipples all over yourself.
And I certainly wouldn't have been able to do what you did last week, Kyle. For definitely not, mate.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's not advised, but pretty stupid, definitely. But it's one of them, isn't it? No, seriously, I just panicked. You know what I mean? I was like, if there's a rip, I just want them bricks just lifting out so I don't cause no more damage and then deal with it the best I can.
As well, that I forgot to ask you about.
Not just one brick, though. 2 bricks fell off. You know what I mean? It's just...
And then a quick question, Kyle, from West Brom Koi. How's the mealworms, pal?
Steady. I've got them all in one tub at the minute, in one big container, downstairs on top of cubbyhole. But I think that's something I'm going to leave until filter house is done. It's not something that you want to produce and do in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
whether you keep on top of hygiene or you keep on top of everything, you know, there is a smell of some sort, you know,
a certain odour that comes off it. Yeah,
just,
it's natural,
it's
isn't
into it. Fucking hell, excuse me, French. Breeding bugs in the house. But when filter house is done, that's something that I am wanting and looking to put in there.
And Jamie's Koi Pod says, take the cable out, turn off, make sure there is no dust in the, I think it was Ethernet port, RJ45. I ain't no technical expert. Pour all the cable and plug the cable, then turn it on.
Of course, what I've done is I've got my BT internet booster box thing that I've plugged in bedroom. Plug it in, plug your cable and Ethernet into PC, and then it, I don't know, bounces off at things from downstairs. I don't know. I'm not got a clue.
We're not very good with this modern technology up here,
I can only just
together with this.
Run my phone.
Yeah, like you say, mate, we're not very good with this modern technology. I'm the same, mate. I had difficulty getting set up earlier on. I didn't know what I was pressing.
I've been messing about with this and everything all week.
Well, there we go. Here comes.
Same with this.
Technical one, because I'm a 28. Should be technical. Far from it.
Just chuck it in bin, mate. Be right.
Yeah, sling it all out the door, mate. Yeah.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
Next one on
What's that?
You'll be going back in your pod for your computer at this rate, won't you?
No, because we're going out front.
Sorry, I'll just looping.
We're going out front on scrap pile, ready for scrap man. We have a scrap man that comes round whenever he goes. Stick it on the scrap out front when there's any scrap. Stick it up front. We'll come and get it.
You got the motor sorted out now, then?
No, just got another courtesy car to test out.
I've still not got my car back yet, Kyle.
Amanda
did her leg.
It's the right old deal, Ball. And to know what's done me, I didn't know. My car was parked up. It wasn't obstructing anything. It wasn't weighing nothing. And this, like I says, this sausages just drove down and just crashed straight into the back of the car. Crashed straight into the back on it.
Side out, didn't he, as well? Did he take all the side of the car out as well?
Well, I had an estate. Some of you may know, some of you don't. I had a golf estate. And so it's gone into the driver's back, the half of the back end, and then gone down the driver's side, if that makes sense.
Are they repairing it for you then?
No, it's a write-off.
Oh, shite.
So I'm just waiting for this lovely mechanic to get back with valuation of the car before the crash.
Yeah.
You know, and like I was saying, it's been a fantastic car. So they got 105,000 miles on it. It's one of them, isn't it?
And we've got Vince in the house.
Think of it this way, mate.
Evening, Vince, mate.
Main thing is that you and kids and family wanting it when it happened, mate.
Yeah, that's the main thing, yeah.
Could have been worse.
Most definitely.
That, like I said, that is the main thing. And hopefully, when you're testing out this 7-seater, which is what you're looking for, you know, you can sort of gauge on what your requirements are this time for a newer car if you get what you need.
Yeah, because obviously what I was looking to do towards the end of this year was swap the Golf and part chop it in for a 7-seater, like, yeah.
And then,
but that's not happening now, is it?
Well, you have to wait and see.
So then I still owe that because it was on finance. I still owe $2,500 on finance on Golf, and then my insurance company to cancel my insurance because my insurance company paid it up in full the full year. They wanted a £635. Oh, it's been this last 2 weeks, last month.
They're a joke, aren't they? These insurance companies.
That's banging, but you just got to keep going, haven't you? At the end of the day.
These insurance. I've had nightmare with Amanda's car.
Think of it this way, mate. The main thing is, if you'd have had your bands in that car, and you'd have been in that car, somebody'd have been seriously hurt. Most accidents over 30-mile-an-hour impact, it ends up being serious injury.
Yeah.
So if you're not in it and Ben's wanting it and your missus wanting it, you imagine your baby being in there. Just take it as a blessing. No matter what it cost, mate, you'd have never been able to replace any one of those family members. So
no, but that's what I says to everybody else. I'm just glad it didn't hurt him, Send. I mean, it didn't flee the scene. It reported it to police. But that's another thing. When he's crashed into it and has reported it to police, the police recovered it to Borough Recovery, didn't even phone me or contact me or nothing. I've gone back to my car to collect my car, and all they were there were 2 pieces of fairing. Hey?
Joking.
Hey?
Somebody stole the car.
So I'm then phoning Nottinghamshire Police, Derbyshire Police, and phoning around all, bobby shops and all that.
We live on
Where's my car?
Kyle, everywhere. Nottinghamshire and Sheffield.
You've recovered my car, but you've not informed me of what's happened, and you've took my car.
Think of it this way, mate. There's a lesson to be learned. Don't run out of fuel.
Yeah. No, don't always keep topped up.
It's a very expensive. Well, that all the money you're going to get, I think now you should be able to keep your car topped up. And then West Brom, I don't know if you saw it. This is like a.
That's what I laughed at first time.
Get subtitles, please. Oh God, it's one of them. It's just one of them shows where things are up and down. Like as you probably saw, I bet you were absolutely laughing.
Yeah, we had a man down earlier. Camera went up for about 5 minutes. Brett sat there filling in. Didn't know what to say.
Man down. I thought the camera had swallowed Dave up.
We thought we were going to have to do a dad dance for 5 minutes just to entertain us all. Panicking.
Well, that's what it is. It's live shows, and because I'm in my front row, it's one of those. It just happens because I could do it wirelessly, but obviously StreamYard will still work wireless, but it doesn't work as well as it would if it's on internet.
Yeah, I've got something else
doing it. Sorry, mate.
You're all right, mate. I'm just going to say I've got something else in the pipeline, but I'm not going to be able to do it myself. Where we are around Mansfield area, there's no koi club or anything. As you know, Kyle, there's nothing around here, is there really? Around Mansfield area. So I am thinking of trying to start.
You got any houses yet?
You what, Gaz?
You got any houses down there yet?
Yeah, there is houses, yeah. The tin roofs on, yeah.
Building all up place, they're building on all field farmers fields and all that, like where I grew up on.
I'm sure they're building on
wind turbines and they're building everywhere at the minute.
Yeah, I'm sure they're building on the local island as well.
You got to remember, mate. Everybody always says this to me all the time because I work in construction, and all I ever get is new housing estates going up everywhere. How many kids you got? Well, I've got 3. How many grandkids you got? Well, we've got 9. Well, where do you expect them to live?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
If you're 3 turned into 9, you know what I mean? They've got to do it, haven't they? We're a little island. We're going to have no.
You can't all shack up together, can you? You know what I mean?
The population is getting older and older. People aren't dying as often as they used to do. People are living longer. So there's no houses for people to move into. So you've got to build new.
Yeah, that's exactly right, mate. Yeah.
So then, with you saying that they're in a lot of, they're in a koi club near you or all, Brett, is that a hint that you might start something?
Yeah, I will need a couple of guys to jump on board with me, local guys. If you want to get in contact with me, you're welcome to do so. But I want to get the koi up and running first and everything. But it will be something that will be done.
Koi club or a pub koi club, both.
I know, both, mate. Yeah.
Get only once, YOLO. For a good time, not a long time.
There's a local welfare across the road from my house, so they've said I have put the word out. We can use one of their rooms there, so if it ever does kick off and anything like that, but I will be trying to do something like that mainly for the local community around Nottinghamshire more than anything. Or anybody's welcome, to be honest with you, but you know what I mean? It's something that
if they want to travel, then travel, yeah.
yeah, it's something I won't be able to do on my own though. So if any of you guys are interested, please feel free, and we could try and sort something out. That's no problem. And we'll try and call it something like the I don't know. We're in the Sherwood. I live in the Sherwood Forest area, so it's something like Robin Hood Koi Club or something like that. You know what I mean?
As long as we don't have to run around in green tights, it's all good.
No, you're right. No, yeah.
I was going to think
Firing bow and arrows at each other, yeah.
Oh God! I say you've got to have a nice laugh, haven't you? You know, on a Saturday night when there's no else on, why not just have a nice time and just have a laugh at a bit of. Well, at the minute we're all northerners, aren't we? So apparently people want subtitles.
Yeah, I used to live at Newark, and I used to be. I was a member of the Witham Valley Koi Club, and that was based in Lincoln. But I believe now that's not running. Andy Finch used to run that. That's how I got to know Andy Finch. I used to work with Andy Finch from Finch Filtration. Very nice guy. But like I say, he's doing his own business and that now, and I think he's not got the time to do the Koi Club anymore. And I think it's just dwindled into nothing. So,
well,
there's a lot to it, really. Running an organisation like that.
You what, guys?
Needed special 3-stage dechlorinate the filter things, rug him up to write what you have to. Well, I've got the basic, I've got the mid-range, the high range, explains everything to you. And even if you only spend 10, 20 quid with him, he still goes into the full detail of what's what. And
brilliant guy, Andy Finch. And anything you don't know about water, that guy knows, mate. I'm telling you, very knowledgeable guy.
So
when it comes to water,
I got a question for you, Kyle. You know when you
his cable's gone again.
He's just been picking on your setup, Kyle, and his is gone, yeah. Yeah.
I need to get. I found out what it is. I need to get a new iPhone cable. The damn thing's a pain in the ass.
Well, that's your problem right there.
I think it's on its way. At least I can remember to press record on it.
Beg your pardon. Oh, where's that remote button? Oh, I don't know where it is. Sorry.
When you other day when you were sat on the edge of pond, I mean, I'm guessing you were trying to psych yourself up, but you put the needle in, and then you looked like you were going to take your socks off, and then you changed your mind, but you were giving it before you'd even got in.
I was in bed.
Hey, we're on.
They must have been up there in your throat somewhere because it took some balls to do that. You wouldn't have got it.
You have got some danglers, Kyle. I'm telling you, mate.
We're on.
At that moment, Brett, it didn't.
No sense, no feeling, and all that. Apparently.
God. And then Yorkshire Koi. What's with the boxing gloves, Kyle?
I used to do a bit of boxing when I was young in my younger days.
Yeah, I did as well.
And
Eastwood ABC.
Yeah. I ended up getting meningitis when I was 16. I was in Kingsman Hospital for 5 weeks. Flatlined at one point, which starved oxygen to my brain, which explains why I'm a bit prone to people, unfortunately. So, yeah, one little story there for you.
And then if
bit blessed with a beard, to be quite frank.
Then if anybody does have any questions for any of our guests, even for Kyle, because he's come to the show a bit later than expected, then just drop them in the comments and hopefully I'll see them before they shoot up, because Gaz knows how hard it is. As soon as they come on, it's just be like, oh, forget it. But yeah, like I say, if anybody has any questions.
Right. So, if I go, that's right, carry on.
This is the thing I try to do.
If I go, wait longer.
Is
that what you're saying?
This is the thing. I'm trying to give him free IT, but I'm not very IT-ish, but bits I do know and bits I don't know. If I don't know, I tell him, look, I don't know.
None of us know what we're doing.
Well, it could be worse, but at least yours is sat there and it's not falling on you. And you're like,
I've rested mine on the table, mate.
But it's also makes it. Well, it could have been worse. It could have been like the show we did last time, where I incorrectly give some silly digging information, and everyone started having a laugh. But it's what it's about. You know, when I said to dig my pipe work out from water outside, I'm going to dig 500 meters, and then I realised I meant 300 centimeters. So I got it.
Yeah.
But it's all about the laugh, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. We'll get through it together. It's no problem.
No, yeah. That's it. We'll all have to, you know.
Got a question there, mate.
Then, yeah, just looks like I've been looking at my thing. There we go. So, to both of you, so what's the best way to insulate a 3-in-1 dechlorinator? Oh.
That's a 1 in 3. 1 in 3.
three, whichever.
I personally, I've had this experience last year, so I just unplug mine now and bring it inside.
That's the best installation.
That's the best way, mate. I learned the hard way. I went out and it was in pieces on the floor, or they'd all shattered.
For the amount that you use it throughout the winter period, disconnect it, bring it indoors, save it from cracking, and use some dechlorinator.
Clean it all out as well, guys, because it does. They do collect a lot of metals and crap out the water, out the pipe work. So you're better off just taking it in for winter, getting it a good clean out, order some new cartridges. Then spring comes back and plug it all back in. Hey!
He's got the
right, mate.
Is that the computer working now? Now, I bet now we can't hear him now.
Well, we've got a volume.
There you go.
Now volume.
There you go. Now we can hear you.
Well, I could say if it were 3-in-1 stage dechlorinator, it could say Kyle's coming up in stages. We've got the picture.
How about now? We're good.
Yeah, we're all good.
Yeah, what would you say, Gaz? Same as me, just unplug it and.
Well, I mean, you don't really. You're only doing like a 10% watch. Well, depends what you're doing. Depends what your pond's like. Depends what it's running. If you've got a big pond with a fancy filter system, you're more than likely to be going through a big blue, and it'd be indoors anyway. Yeah. But if you wanted to insulate it cheaply, you have a few ways you can do it. Bubble wrap for 1, 2, rag wool, and then wrap it in some plastic so that it's insulated. Yeah. But personally, for the amount that you're going to do and the amount you're going to change with it and the amount of water you're going to be using through the winter period, as it does not, but lash it down regardless.
Yeah.
I'd just remove it through the bad periods of cold times. And if you need to miss 1 week for a water change, then, you know, it's only a couple of screws and a couple of disconnections of hose pack connections, and it's off, isn't it? Most of them are quite relatively simple. So I'd just take it indoors through a colder period, put it back out when it warms up a bit.
That's the one, mate. That's what I did with mine. I'm still waiting for Si to come and fix me 2 pipes hot and cold feed into the koi house for me. You what, mate? You're right, Kyle.
You're right there.
I've got some rate glitching going off here. What, mate?
Got dancing girls on my screen.
Well, you're all right on that, but I'm looking at comments. It seem all right to me, but I'm looking at the comments at the same time. Well, with me, last year and the year before, all I did were.
Hey, this one, but I've got an acid dish now.
It's like the top half sort of moving and the bottom half moves a bit after. It might be that, I don't know whether it's that the process is a bit too slow like it were on my laptop, I'm not sure.
Oh my God.
Like I say, for me, I just double, you know that insulation that looks like foil, but it's the bubble wrap stuff. I just wrap round mine twice, taped it up with the thermal tape where the joints are a bit around it, and I've had no problems with it. It's one of them. It might have been on your live, guys, where you say where something happened or somebody said it, where if something leaks, then it's always when you can't get to. And when I put my 3-stage dechlorinator, when I built all the DIY stuff, it's right at the far back where I can't
behind everything.
Yeah, this is one thing. I just grab the hose at the top end of the garden and take it through the house, and then just press buttons because I could just about reach buttons, and that's it. So, but like you say, if you can, bring it indoors, and you never have to worry. Then just take it out.
Absolute nightmare water changing at my house. Because I've got no. It's sort of like a semi-detached, but tied in each block of 2, just by about 1.5 meters to each house. So there's no back garden passageway or anything like that. There's no
access area.
Get it to the back. It's a raised up garden from an alleyway that goes around the back of his house. So you'd have to have I'd have to take carpet, sneak it at the back of us to put steps up to get into the back garden. And all the water's to the front of the house. So the only way I can do it is to run a nose pipe through from the front of the house, all the way through the house, out the back door, and to the pond.
That's what I have to do because as an old coal mining house, so the bathroom is an extension on the house. So I have to go all the way from the bathroom, through the kitchen, through the living room, out of that window, all the way down to the bottom of the garden just to do a water change. But
yeah.
And I'm not paying 250 or 300 quid for them just to put a water tap outside the other side of the house. That's a bit expensive.
I'm still waiting for my mate up North Koi to come and sort mine out. I have got one on the front, but it runs from a house pipe. It runs right round the side of the house where the koi house is, through the koi house, and onto the back. But I have got a feed on in my kitchen where the dishwasher is. It's next to the cooker, and if I can get a side to come and put me a hot and cold feed straight through the wall, it'll go straight into the koi house, and I've not got the cold bit running out the front of the house. So that's what my thoughts are, and that's what I'm going to be doing with mine.
No, Jim's just asked there if do I have a header tank in the loft. No, mate, I don't. No. Which, if I did, it wouldn't be too bad because it could just come outside at fascia board, drop it down through soffit and run it down back at house. But it's straight feed into combi boiler, so no. That's the worst bit. And the floor space that we've got between the floorboards and living room is only about this big. So it's not even big enough to have, it's not even a crawl space. Can't even get in there to take a couple of floorboards up to run it under the floor and in through conservatory and out. I've no choice. It stays as it is.
Yeah.
And then a question that's come in that I've just scrolled back up to. So who's going to what koi shows this year?
I hope to be going to all of them, I think, this year. Give them all another again if I can.
I'll definitely be at Newark and Coventry. It was a long drive.
Questions I can make. Whatever questions I can make.
Yeah. It was a long drive, though, Carl, down to Detlin, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, it's a long slog for me, mate. I know it was.
Yeah.
It went well. 4.5 hours, I think.
It was a good fair old drive, my friend. It was a good,
made it a long day, didn't it?
Out, mate, to be honest with you. I fully enjoyed it, mate. Really did, you know.
That's why I stopped over when I went down. Stopped over for the weekend.
I think that's
it. You get to experience, and you've got to travel, unless you go in a helicopter.
Yeah. Thing is, though, with you, Carl, you've got the 3 kids to get back for, and it's not sometimes possible, is it, to stay over for night? So we did a lot of all-dayers last year, didn't we? There were long days, weren't there? Some long driving, mate.
Well, I'm hoping to go to the one in Newark, but that's all depending on whether the partner wants to.
That was good. I enjoyed Newark. It was good.
Newark's about 20 minutes for me, so it's not far. I used to live at Newark before I moved to where I am now.
If I remember rightly, that's the one where it's the Great British Koi Show is going to be held. I think I could be wrong, but I'm not sure.
Newark Showground is where it's at.
Yeah. It's the same place as where Ricky has had his
antique shows there and car books there and all that, don't they?
Yeah, they do a lot. They do horse shows, dog racing, fly ball, all sorts of stuff. They have loads of events on there.
All jumbles and everything, mate. Yeah, there's everything. Yeah.
I'm trying to see what people have put, but I don't think they have seen where other people might be going.
Newark is the place where they used to have the actual national. The national used to be held at Newark years and years ago.
I'd like to go this year. I'd like to go to the Yorkshire one because I've not done that one at all. I've missed that. I've seen it on a couple of other people's channels, but I've not been to the one
I think that's a closed show, though, isn't it, Gaz?
I don't know, is it?
Yeah, I think you can only go. Hi, Casey, darling, you all right, though? Have you drinking again?
And then in seasons, Koi's ultimately will be attending all the shows this year again. Can't wait.
Yeah. I know I'll definitely be attending as many as I can. There's one up north, though, isn't there? There's a north section.
Yeah, there is.
Sunderland area.
And then I haven't been able to find the events list this year. Well, hopefully, this is where I'm going to announce it, is from now on, me and Kyle, will be, because we did the poll on each other's channels, we will be doing the Saturday Night Lives every week. Hopefully, without too many errors where the camera's fallen over or where it's just one of us, but you never know, it's live. It's one of them. But it's definitely...
I'll come and try and give you a dig out anyway, if I can, every Saturday. There's not usually much on telly on a Saturday, so if I'm not out in the Koi house...
All this week I've been prepping and done a bit of editing and a bit of this and a bit of that to put together for this live, and it's just gone to shabber, hasn't it?
Well, this is the thing with lives, Kyle. It could have been worse. Your whole computer could have come flying at you, and you're like, "Oh, right, you don't know what to do because it's happening that quick." You're like, "Right, I'm going to list a list, right? Sort it. Brett, please step in. Right, it's his show. Right, sort it all out."
Yeah.
But I'm sure you were in the same sort of boat, guys, with technical difficulties in the early days. Might have not been cameras or out, but
Main thing I've had problems with, mate, is damn cables. I must have gone through, like, I don't know, 6 of these. Just literally having it looped in, just so that my battery doesn't go, or you end up with your phone.
These Ethernet cables, then, because you get different categories on these Ethernet cables, don't you, guys?
Yeah, you do, mate. Yeah, you get Cat 3, Cat 4, Cat 5, I believe. Cat 5's your, obviously, I think there's 5 cables running through it, and then you have 3 and 4, or 4 and 3. All of them are faster speeds, mate, but pretty much for what you're doing, they'll all be adequate for what you're doing. You're not. This is not stressing your system doing what you're doing, really.
So I've got a crap PC then, yeah. Processor, is it?
What is it? What processor are you running?
it's the one. It's the one before the i3. Can't remember what it is.
Yeah, and I guess it has got that word Intel before it. Yeah,
we had that on another time, mate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we can find out, mate. Just give us a bell and we'll talk you through it. I'll tell you what to type in it. I'll tell you what it is.
And then another question: has anyone thought about using a boiler to treat the pond?
Yeah, it's got some stickers on side on it, Gaz. What I'll do is take some pictures of the stickers and send them you, mate. If that's all right.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
I think
no, I haven't, Dave. No,
I might have a better processor upstairs in my attic just sat there if it's any good to you.
And then on that question, I think at the minute, I don't think many people will be using a boiler to treat the pond. The amount that the price of gas has gone through the roof, I very much doubt it.
I've always believed you should give your koi a winter, so I've never ever heated any of my ponds. The only ones that are heated are the ones in the koi house. I'm just growing the tozai on that and that, feeding them about 8 to 10 times a day. They're ravenous at the minute, so yeah, they're the ones that only ever get heat. I'll never.
Mine's up at 10 degrees again today. Warmer, a lot warmer. It's come a lot warmer up here.
Yeah, mine was 10 degrees. Well, like I said to people, Gaz, earlier on, we're in for some cold nights again this week, aren't we? So
yeah, they reckon come next week we're supposed to be getting some bad weather and some cold temperatures dropping again. That's the thing, though. What worries me is when it lifts and drops so rapid. Just got to hope that that it comes down kind of gradual rather than it dropping and falling overnight, because it's not going to do them any good. Touch wood.
Do that, guys. It'd be all right.
Mine's been. I've been lucky. I've been lucky and not had any single problems at all. Everything's gone. When it's got cold, they've dropped down low and just stayed down there. Just
how deep is your pond, Gaz?
34 inch.
What's that in feet? About 2 feet, isn't it?
36 inches 3 foot.
Yeah,
so just shy of 2 inches.
You'll have done well then, because I do believe they usually say above anything 4 foot and deeper, the koi are usually all right. So you're have done magic if you're not even.
My dad's got a koi pond that's only 24 inch, mate.
Yeah.
And he's had like a good 3-4 inch complete solid frozen over.
Yeah.
And he's never lost any from coal. So
no, I do believe
that. Though, to be fair, mine's pretty well sheltered off. That one corner with shed being there and the fence panel to the opposite side, and then the neighbour having a bigger fence panel from the opposite side. The wind comes from that direction, normally across my garden, so it kind of shelters it off. Then he's got a 6 to 7 foot hedge alongside of it as well, so I get it sheltered pretty much all the way around. I get a bit of snow covering, but I just have to go out there for the so far.
You started juttering a bit then, Gaz. Hopefully, I've sort of jumped him off guard, I think, there, or is it? Are you ready now, Kyle? So just thought we were sorting stuff out. I'll drop you back. So
as for the koi shows, Dave, I'm going to try and get to the Birmingham and West Midlands one this year as well. I've never ever been to that one, so I'm going to try and get to that one.
We've got Newark on here now for me. Missed it last year. Fingers crossed for this year. From Skeggy Graham, same nearest show. I'm always in Denmark. And then I want to go to a show, but I'll be on my own as the missus don't do koi stuff. Hope I can meet up with people that I watch on YouTube. That's one of the things, I suppose, with the shows is, we can all sort of, that we see each other on cameras and that, but meeting up in person.
Jamie, what area are you from, Jamie? If you're in our kind of area, me and Kyle are always going to shows and that together. If you want to jump in wheels or whatever, you know what I mean, Kyle? It's free for all, innit? If you're up north near us anyway, mate.
It's one of them, if you can do car shares or whatever.
It works out cheaper as well, Kyle, don't it?
Definitely does, mate, yeah. Price of fuel's a fortune now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
ridiculous, isn't it?
It's always good to have a night with somebody when you're down there, isn't it, as well? You've got somebody else to chat with and have a look with, because let's face it, not all of us partners are into it. Oh, mine was. No. She's definitely not.
We was on fumes coming back from Detlin, Kyle, weren't we, I think? Was it Detlin?
Say again?
Where was it? Where we was on fumes? Where did we go? On the way back?
Kent?
I think it was the Kent show, wasn't it? We was running on fumes for the last 10 mile, I think.
Yeah, coming back.
Don't be doing that again, Kyle. Don't be running on fumes.
Seems a big habit of yours, is it, mate?
Then Gaz from Yorkshire Koi. Gaz is famous. No, now with his 1,000 subs. Congratulations.
Thank you for the congratulations, mate. But I'm definitely not famous. Far from famous.
And then
Jamie's in Liverpool, yeah.
Chip, not chop.
Chip, not chop.
I think that's for that comment earlier. And then as he said, heating with gas is cheaper than electric. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. I don't heat the pond. I did first year. I tried keeping it around 10 degrees, but the amount it would cost in an electric wasn't too expensive. But with the new prices, I thought I might as well just sell it, let them have a natural winter. And I was going to cover them this year, but I thought I'll just leave them to it. And see what happens. And they seem to be doing all right. Ponds, like I said, mine's at 6. So long as it stays steady, like I say, as long as you don't get the sharp drops or out, like you said, guys, we should be all right.
It's them sharp up and down drops that you get that
cause problems.
The fish don't like. Kyle's left us a still, and
yeah,
Gaz has done one again.
Well, until they get sorted, because I can see him back. It's Kyle's gone off again, so he'll probably be back on his phone.
Dave from Koi Karma says he uses an air source heat pump to 9.
It's to 30, so I haven't stopped feeding. Just try to. There we go.
There you go, mate.
Cable.
Hopefully that's back to normal. I've just been gaming for about 8.5 hours solid, so my PC is proper red hot.
Red hot,
yeah. Our lass has just switched central heating on, so it's cooking my legs. It needs to cool down a bit. It's time I give it a clean out and give it a dusting off. I think it's packed up around processor a bit.
Mike Phil's coming. Heating with next door electric is cheaper than gas.
Yeah, plug it into the outdoor. Plug it into the outdoor socket.
Yeah.
It's a good one, that.
Heating with gas is cheaper than electric. I don't recommend that. No. I don't recommend it.
Kyle's not having much luck with this, is he?
Are we back now, Kyle?
You right, mate?
Sorry about that.
Technology is due to always, sometimes, unless you've got a really good quality PC, I suppose they are set to testers. Whereas luckily, I bought this one with a bit of advice from Yorkshire Koi on roughly what sort of stuff I needed to get as a baseline. And then I just went out and bought what I thought I needed, and it seems to be working fine. So, might need to treat you, Kyle, to something else.
I'm just on the Sony Vaio laptop. The only thing on this is the camera's not very good. It's all a bit blurry, isn't it?
It's not too. It's not,
like that with your face.
I'm going to say it's such a bit too close with the face on camera.
And then
I had to wipe the cobwebs off this.
It's just under 9. My pond is just under 9. Fish been looking for food, so give them a little bit. They finished it all. I use all seasons food, but not anything under 4 degrees.
Streaker!
We've got a streaker in background.
Well, at least it's just started after I didn't see that. Looking at comments, otherwise I'd have dropped him down.
We've got all sorts going off at M.A.C.K.A Koi tonight. There's streakers and all sorts going on.
Well, it's what makes it live show. And then I like Jim's comment. Stop licking the screen, but it makes it clearer.
I know. Making sure you can see me, Jim.
I was fully intended to give my koi a proper winter this year. Got down to 14. I couldn't bring myself to turn it down any lower, so the fish haven't been impacted or influenced by the weather. It's one of them.
I think they need it, me personally.
They do for definite, mate.
It's not natural, is it?
No.
Even if the Japanese, it's not natural. Everybody heating the fish to the temperatures that they do, it's just not natural for the fishes at all. They're not used to it. Depending where they come from, if you've homebred them yourself and you've always had them in warm temperatures like that, then I guess they're used to it. But hey, what's that, come on?
I would have dropped you soon. See what we're going on.
This one's dressed though.
This is the thing.
You got some sweets instead.
Can't have a bloody live show without things going wrong, and then I've got a cat trying to bloody score at the bloody mouse.
Hang about. Priorities first. Grandson needs some sweets.
Technology is missing. I don't understand it. I'm tethering, I reckon, because I've got booster from downstairs. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to get the hard cable. Yes.
And like I said earlier, if anybody does want to jump on, even though it's pinned at the top, down here, and if anybody does have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, and it's dropped off again. Feel free to drop them in, because if not, I'll start wrapping the show up so that I can have something to eat, because like I said right before the live, the takeaway was meant to come between 7:20 and 8:10. It didn't come well 8:05. So everyone else has eaten, and I've got the leftovers if there is any.
The dogs had yawned, Dave.
Well, I think so. Our lass is laughing in the background, so I think you're right there, Brett. I think I've paid for the takeaway.
You've probably got a chicken ball left or something.
What have you got?
We've got 3 pizzas as a meal deal, 16 each, and 2 12.
You should have seen it. We got 3 pizzas last. How many times did they try to get it right, Marie? Last night, they brought us first pizza. It was cooked, wasn't cooked. It was raw. They brought us second pizza, and they brought us the wrong pizza. So then they had to do it again and bring it again, and we eventually got us pizza like 2.5, 3 hours later.
It's not on. It's crazy.
They're like, oh, sorry, next time you order, you'll get a free one. You're like, yeah, but they say that, but they know you're not going to order it again, don't they? Unless it's your local one. But they should get it right first time, surely.
Well, happens, doesn't it? We're all having bad days.
And I think it's going here. Problem with feeding during the colder winter period is that the bio levels are low. Even non-existent, do be careful because it causes ammonia spikes. It certainly can do. That's why, like, if they are looking for a bit of food, I might throw 10 to 15.
We touched on that at the beginning, didn't we, Dave? At the beginning of the show, we touched on that a little bit at the beginning.
But some people join a bit later on. So
that's what I do. To be fair with mine, if they come up for food and they're looking for it, it's like as it's warmed up now, you can see them going around sucking outside the pond. So obviously they're looking for food. But I've given them a bit. I've just given them wheat germ. They'll be right. If they come back up again next day, I'll feed them again. But it'll only be wheat germ. Till temps get up above 10 degrees, then I'll give them a little bit of something else then. But till it's up above 10, I'm just going to leave it as it is and just feed them as and when they come up for food. Because if they're looking for it, and they were in wild, they'd be eating, wouldn't they? They'd be finding something and eating themselves. So
yeah, they'll good about in winter. They're just not as ravenous. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. They come up, they had 4 or 5 pieces, and then I might have been left with 2 or 3 pieces on top, but they were gone within an hour. So
yeah,
small little handful. See how they do. If they clear that, maybe a little bit more. Feed them once. That's all they've been getting, just that once every now and again when they've come up for it. But
yeah,
I think I can count on 2 hands the amount of times I've fed them since back end of temperatures start to drop.
I haven't fed mine in 2 months because the temperature's just a little bit too low for me to feed them. They've been trying to look for food at 5 degrees. I'm like, it's a bit too low that for me. But I think on that note, guys, with there's no other comments coming in, nobody else is on the stream, so we'll end it there. And like I said, we'll catch you all next weekend, hopefully with less hiccups, but you never know because it's a live show. And on that note, guys, take care, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we shall
for having us, Dave.
At some point next weekend.
Cheers, Dave, and I'll be in touch, and I'll probably come on with you next week as well, mate. So
no problem.